I think I want to take the chance today to look back how that whole project started. And I think I've laid it yesterday out a little bit where this comes from and what it is inspired for. So I just want to write you the application letter for this, we call it a private honorary doctorship. A manual for a practice. A butcher comes to university to get his dentist degree. The person behind the reception tells him, okay, that is possible, but you have to bring your own cow. The motivation to produce an artistic practice PhD is strongly rooted in my educational engagement with the Pietswart Institute Fine Art. I have been teaching as one of the core tutors since 2006. As the curriculum is centered around each student's studio practice, the monthly studio visits are the essential surveys students and teaching staff need. In this non-professorial scheme, the conversation circle around the practice and the things that are brought up, prepared, and suggested. During the period of the 2-year MA program, the actuality of an aesthetic thinking and talking practice is here at stake. Over the years, I have approached, understood, and formulated together and around diverse practices, thoughts, terms, and somehow a practical theoretical aesthetic theory. Being responsible in the course for a material-based approach, I strictly focus on analysis that starts with a formal approach towards work and idea. Structuring the conversation through the actualities and not the discourses forces clear definition. Differentiating between form, content, and discourse makes the student understand what elements are being put on to a platform that can be generally understood as a communicative one. Even if such communication fails, are not complete, fragmented, or even disturbed. I want to understand a manual for a practice as both an educational and artistic approach to formulate concerns of an aesthetic thinking practice. I understand it as an educational one towards a possible audience and myself. Bringing together terms, questions, and thoughts from my experience being part of a shared aesthetic endeavor will be the main focus. And then it goes on and looks a bit of certain terms. And a manual for practice will be structured as a manual by terms in alphabetical order. It will be usable as a guide through aesthetic practical thinking. It needs to be handy by style, where vocabulary can be established towards practice and not theoretical discourses. Hopefully, it can become a handy tool, understanding and learning about what the quintessential parameters are to develop and even have a practice. It should work for art education in institutions, but also create the possibility continuing a practical aesthetic thinking beyond the institution. Do not expect a larger theory being developed between the selected terms. They are connected through what they are for a practice. And then there's more handy things. And then the first term that needs to be defined is practice. Okay, just a little reminder how that whole thing was thought from the beginning and how it is set up and what's the motivation behind it, and that my work at the Pietswart Institute is quintessential for this kind of project. Thank you all who contributed throughout the thousands of studio visits all over these years. have a sunny, what is it? Tuesday.